The majority report of the Parliament's Budget Committee, later supported by the House, cleared the 3.8 trillion shillings supplementary budget tabled by the Ministry of Finance.
Madam Speaker,
in this budget, 67 billion shillings will pay for the renovation of Nambole Stadium. 1.54 billion is to cater for former Vice President Edward Chwanuka Sekandi and former Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, while 26.3 billion shillings will settle Buganda Kingdom claims against government. Another 21.2 billion will go towards compensating Church of Uganda for its land in Entebbe. 7 billion will settle Bunyoro Kingdom claims against government. 7.7 billion is for artists to organize e-concerts during the COVID-19 period. And 35 billion shillings will fund activities of political parties that have representation in Parliament. A minority report tabled by Butambala County MP Muwanga Kivumbi rejected the supplementary budget on grounds that many of the expenditures were on consumptive activities that would be catered for in the next financial year budget.
in this budget, there is 153 billion for purchase of new vehicles for ministers. For even secretary, Honorable Speaker, every minister, even if he's an official, becomes automatically a member of Parliament and partake of the 200 million for a member of Parliament. So why do you create an emergency because you don't have a vehicle?
I wish to state clearly that this supplementary schedule number 1 complies with all the legal requirements as clearly stipulated in the Public Finance Management Act.
Would wait and have these vehicles purchased through the normal budgeting process, because we want the main budget and not the use of a supplementary. I say so because I believe in those ministries we still had cars.
A little portion of that money was used to procure motor vehicles. These motor vehicles for ministers, newly appointed ministers, presidential advisors, that was a very small portion of the money. But also, if you appoint a minister, should he work?
Without debate, Deputy Speaker Anita Among proceeded with considering the budget, as many of the opposition MPs walked out in protest.
There was a debate and there was a voting. So there was nothing wrong with the procedure. The procedures were very right. Yes.
I mean, even if you are deaf, you could hear clearly and loudly that that vote was for adoption of a minority report. But in her own discretion, she can pretend she never heard properly, the voice was not heard, but history shall judge them.
From my point of view as a professional accountant, I found that the leader of opposition had some very good points of action, which I think the budget committee should take into account and use in their future programs they present to the House.
According to the Ministry of Finance, of the 3.8 trillion shillings budget, 2.4 trillion will come from domestic borrowing. HERBERT ZZIWA, NTV Weekend Edition.
By the committee was